And now, for your viewing pleasure, the Cure series with a special Christmas edition. Cure series. Cure series. All right, I'll stop singing because we've got some action. This is a top 4 of the Cure series. On the right side, we have Ghoul02. On the left side, I know his Discord name is Gcon. I'm not sure what his real name is. But so we have Gcon on the left versus Ghoul02 on the right. Looks like Ghoul02 is starting with his Iridia list. He went ahead and pitched a couple cards to get down Sarah. Sarah searched out Kolka. We immediately slapped down Kolka. And we searched out Iridia. That's pretty much the best opening you could ask for if you're playing the Iridia deck. You've got 2 backups of both colors and Iridia ready to go in your hand. As long as you have a summon and some follow-up, you're feeling good. Looks like we have pitched a Titan and some sort of fire card for Zangan. I'm presuming this is going to be an Avalanche deck. As we go and search out Tifa, there she is. Interesting. This will be an interesting matchup. Iridia, of course, has just so much potential when she comes out early, but Wedge is a huge factor in this matchup. He can break both of the backups that we see on Ghoul's side of the field currently, so he's got to be careful of that. Yep, we're just going to pass after that. Happy to get out the Tifa. This Iridia 100% is coming down here this turn. Question is, will he have another 4 character to follow it up with? That's huge. It means you can cast Mist Dragon, Amaterasu, Sylja for free. It's right where you want her 4 counters. Anything beyond that's kind of just gravy. You want her with that second stack of counters, so she's got a total of 4. With this banner too, it looks like Nyx's tiger thing is just like staring down, peeking in on the game like, oh yeah, what's going on here? I don't know why. Sounds like he's Australian, mate. Did we just pass? Oh, he just passed. Wow, he opted not to play the Iridia. I thought for sure it was getting slammed down. Guess not. Maybe he's a little afraid of Wedge coming down, breaking out his backups. Which, I don't know. So he'd have to get out Barret and Wedge and another Avalanche that can attack. I guess you could always put out like the Tifa, slam the Cloud, and give and if you have the Wedge, you can give it haste, break the backups. That isn't unfeasible. An expensive play for sure, but if he cracks one of those backups, that would be a huge setback for Ghoul. No, so Gcon says, all right, well, if you're going to take your time, I too will take my time. He does throw out an Amaterasu, which you never want to have to do if you're a fire player. But yep, there's the Wedge. He's showing it right there. Hey, I would really like to crack those backups if you don't mind. So the question is, can Ghoul navigate this and not tapping his backups? Nope, that goes out the window. I like how the moment I say it now, maybe like he's going to have to do it eventually, right? It's not going to be efficient to simply play cards from his hand. However, if he has his own Amaterasu in hand, he can then stop the Wedge trigger, which is huge, even if he doesn't stop any of the other Avalanche members. So Iridia will get her initial 2 counters. We are following it up with Ursula. I don't know what targets we have in there. Is Sophie in there? Oh, wait, it's got to be, right? Sophie or Yang? Okay, it's Yang, yeah. So Yang is going to buff Ursula by another 2. Now she's got her 4 counters. We are protected from the Wedge. I believe that Yang also maybe gets 2K and Brave if he controls, is it Ursula or is it a 4 character? Or a forward? I don't remember, but I think that's what his text is. He gets 2K Brave if you have a 4 forward on there. Gcon plays a Tifa off of the 2 backups, which is just exactly how you want to play for Tifa. Pay for Tifa. He's going to search out a Cloud. He is going to shoot the Tifa, however, with the Ursula. Ursula just grabs Yang and says, all right, Dad, go get him. Throws him like a missile at the Tifa. That is relevant. He does still need an Avalanche operative on the board to get the Cloud down. Whereas if Tifa was there, Cloud can just come down. And you have to do it before the Cloud comes down as well. Because otherwise, you can't respond once the Cloud... Well, I mean, you can, but it doesn't matter. It already puts the effect on the stack, and it's not a conditional auto, so it cannot be interrupted with. That, he's doing some counting. He's trying to see if he can still explode here. It didn't cost Ghoul anything from hand, so if he does still have an Amaterasu or something, he can still hold on to that. With no Cloud to rely on, Gcon opts to pitch an extra Zangan for Noctis. And so now we draw 2 for turn. Free cast Sildra. Gosh, that feels good. Doesn't that feel good? Sildra's such a funny card, right? That it's on the watch list because I remember Steve and I had a talk about Steve D of the YYT. Hello again. And he was saying that, well, it's used to get unfair combos. But I like when you pay for it, if you're tapping 2 backups and pitching a card in hand to play Sildra, you're just kind of like cycling, scrying in your deck or whatever. You're not coming out with some huge advantage. I mean, you can cast it for free like that. That's when it's freaking busted. Okay, there's Sophie. Looks like she's one of them. What else are we searching for? Could get another backup. I would imagine he runs pretty lean on the backups here. He couldn't do anything like a Yuna, though, if Sophie's on the field. Sophie and another copy of Princess Sarah. Okay, just easy discard fodder. There goes the Sildra. And just for anyone wondering, I'm pretty sure this was still limited to Opus 17 cards. Because the Cure series started when it was still Opus 17. I think the top cut may have even started before 18 came out. So I don't think any Opus 18 cards are legal. So you're not going to see anything like Echidna or Polk. I don't believe. I could be wrong. Obviously, if we see one of those comes out, then, what the heck do I know? There comes, I'm assuming that's Porum since he pitched to Sarah. I don't even know if he runs Palom in this deck. And there's Sophie. All right, so I believe Sophie is fully powered, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, Porum is going to be huge. Not all Avalanche decks run a board wipe, so yeah, so we'll go to Sophie. Oh, I say it. Did I just jinx it? Oh, man. I don't know if Avalanche runs a board wipe. Hey, Shantoto, but Sophie put it right into damage. Sophie just protected her team because he's thinking, man, I would have loved to have drawn that. Granted, if Ghoul has the Amaterasu in hand to cast off the Rydia, it doesn't even matter. Then we technically did ourselves a favor because we didn't waste all that CP on a backup that was going to get canceled. But that's an if, and we don't know. And when that happens, I've played against Rydia so many times, thanks to my friend Hoods, who, as a nice Christmas gift, promised not to play it against me until the new year, which is fantastic. There's just nothing you can do. If they Rydia early and they're holding an Amaterasu in hand, like, what do you do? That, doesn't matter what you put down, it's going to get canceled. It's absolutely going to get canceled. All right, so we have a massive board we have to try to answer. We've just got Noctis. He isn't going to be enough. He needs to see parties, or he wants to part. Noctis is here to party. He's not here to be alone. Looks like we're going to pitch Cloud for... He's deciding. And no, Biggs, yes. We putting out Barrett. We are putting out Barrett. Guys, the thing is, too, though, Porum is just such an easy counter to Barrett. Even if you have forwards who can attack, which currently Noctis is the only one, you go to combat and he says, yeah, Barrett loses its effects. I'm not interested in that whole Avalanche haste thing. Here comes Wedge. He's going to try. Or, okay, he's swapping. Yeah, he's saying discard Wedge, pull Tifa. Play Tifa. Tifa's going to go get Cloud. So currently he can trigger a party. And so, like, let's say, because... Although you just blank the Noctis in this case, right? Because the Barrett can't do anything anyway. Like, if you go to combat in this state, Ghoul is going to blank Noctis. Because there's no reason to blank Barrett. Well, actually, if you blank Barrett, Tifa also doesn't have haste. So Noctis still can't party in that case. So I think we need one more operative. Well, no, it doesn't matter because he can still blank the Barrett, and no matter what other operative he puts out, it won't have haste. So we need what we actually need is a forward that can party with Noctis immediately, has haste. He's gonna go for the Cloud here. This is probably the better play. The only issue with this Cloud is that it doesn't have any resistance to summons, so Rydia can potentially go free on it, but it will stop things like the Sophie trigger. Oh man, we're going for the Cloud. Oh boy, okay, well, moment of truth. Do we have Amaterasu in hand? Do we? This will be huge if this Cloud resolves. Looks like it's going to. And depending, is he going to shoot something or is he going to give the board haste? I actually think you might get more power out of giving the board haste here. Then everything, then it doesn't matter who he blanks. Then I feel like you have to blank the Noctis. Unless Wedge comes out potentially, then maybe you want to blank the Wedge. It'll be Biggs, actually. No? Is he not reviving a forward? Everything's still on Ghoul's board, so he didn't... Oh, okay. Yep, he's got the Amaterasu. He's asking for his target. He just scoops it up. He's like, okay, well, this game's over. Oh, man. Well, there you go. Game 1, lickety-split. Again, it's the Rydia Amat factor. What do you do? I cannot even conceive... maybe if you're playing all lightning and you have a bunch of break effects that are Odins, you need Odins. Like, even a Thunder Drake coming down to break the Rydia. Okay, Amaterasu it. It just cancels it. Like, it's just, what do you do, man? It's such a brutal hand. All right, well, we'll see if G-Con stays on Avalanche. Ghoul will have to switch off of Rydia. He's going to have to go to his second deck, which I believe is Earth, Wind, Stormy stuff, if I'm not mistaken. But we will see, and we'll be right back for Game 2. All right, we are back with Game 2. G-Con has opted to go first this time. He pitches a Biggs, and I think it's a Fire Cloud, if I'm not mistaken. For Kolka, probably going to search out Barrett or Tifa immediately. He will get the play this time. Get to go first, which is huge if he can get the wedge. And if Ghoul is hoping to open up with something like Nordstalin in his deck, then, you know, a lot of potential. He might opt to go very aggressive here. No, it looks like he passed after the Barrett draw. He should have a much better time this time, those Rydia tricks. I almost wonder if... So the Cloud gets Amaterasu. You still have Tifa, Noctis, and Barrett. And one of them is going to get blanked. I don't know. Maybe it is the right thing to scoop, especially when you got a big Sophie sitting there. You know it's going to hit you for a ton of damage. So, and then surely the Rydia is going to keep snowballing. Part of me wishes he'd played it out just to see if maybe. But I also don't know what he has in his deck. If he doesn't run any removal type bursts that could have gotten him like a lucky removal or something, maybe there was just no way back from it. Maybe that was his only Shantoto. I'm not sure. So either way, that game is now behind us. Looks like Ghoul put down... Was that Nordstalin? It's got wind on it. I'm not 100%. I'm assuming that was maybe Nordstalin. Maybe not, because I see 2 cards in the break zone. Unless it was like a Chocobo Sam. Let's see. Oh, it was Tilica. That's what it was. Check my big screen. Yep. Looks like there's Elf. He's going to go ahead and discard a card and go search out Jesse. Interesting. He's going to play Jesse immediately. Do we plop down Barrett? There'll be no party trigger unless we get another operative. But I don't think you necessarily need to. Yeah. I think you're just patient there. A single Jesse attack other than putting him on 1 point of pressure doesn't necessarily accomplish anything, but if we can get a free Cloud next turn, that will feel quite nice. All right. I can't tell if you can never tell if we're dulling the Tilica for CP or if we're using her effect. I'm guessing that was Althea since Tilica reactivated, so we must have dulled it for CP at this point. And he just says, yep, go after that. Nothing that's breakable by Wedge, which is nice, but definitely not a super ideal start. Like, Tilica's a good card to get down, but you hate to have to overpay for it. All right, Avalanche is going to pitch to play the Barrett. And do we have another operative to partner? Pitching Amaterasu, we're going to go get back Biggs. I'm kind of surprised he threw Amaterasu out. Wow. He must have stuff in his hand he really likes. Here comes, yep, Biggs and Jesse. I mean, if we have Cloud in hand, we could really do some damage if we have another operative in our break zone. So we can draw, search out a Cloud. Yep, okay, so we didn't have Cloud in hand. We're going to go search it out. And we'll draw on top of that. Here comes Biggs and Jesse. Can we hit a Tyro Burst or anything on Ghoul's side? Nope, we can hit Fiona, though. One of his favorite cards. I know he's sad to lose that one. And looks like we're content to stop. Yeah, I love that play from G-Con. That was great. I don't know about throwing that Amaterasu out. Because, like, what if he Shantotos you right here? Unless he has another one. And then maybe he's even trying to lure him into a false sense of security. Like, hey, I'm wide open, man. No Amaterasu. I got you, bitch. Right where I want you. So, looks like we did activate Tilica. Played a Tomos for 1. Anything we play now will give us our CP back, which is quite nice. Pitch Koos. I think we might have pitched 2 cards. Is that Nordstalin? Yep, so we'll activate 2. See if we can see on the big one. I think that was Nordstalin. Yeah, it looks like Nordstalin. Yeah, and because he's going to go search now for a Crystal Chronicles character. I mean, he's getting set up very well. And I know what this Earthwind deck can do once it gets set up. It's pretty scary. He's like, all right, you knocked my Fiona into damage. Nah, I'm getting Fiona myself. We really would like to see Wedge here to try to break this Nordstalin on G-Con's side and to really keep that pressure on. I'm assuming he's going to slap down the Fiona here, which only costs 1. No, we're doing something else. Playing Noctis. Oh, okay. Interesting. Maybe we're going to try to get this Barret off the field. He's like, hold on, let me think about that. Does he have the other Amaterasu? Was it a bait? He's like, nope, go ahead. What's the Noctis search? If he still has it and he plays, and yeah, oh my god, Gladiolus only costs 1. He gets reduced by 3 for Noctis and then Tilica 1. That's pretty stupid. We're going to blow this Barret up. Oh man. Does G-Con have another Amaterasu to stop this? Or is he going to be kicking himself that he threw out that first one? Wow, Gladiolus for 1 CP is bonkas. I mean, if he has it, surely you do it, right? You cannot let Barret die, and you need to get Noctis off the field because he's just going to keep doing it every turn. I can't envision a scenario where he has it and chooses not to use it here. Like, yeah, it's going to cost you cards in hand. Biggs will get that back for you. Huh. No, he lets it resolve. So maybe he didn't have it. Man, really kicking ourselves for throwing out that first one then. Draws 2 for turn. And, man, that last turn was so good for Avalanche, and it just feels like within the span of 1 turn, Ghoul just swung it right back. But we do have Biggs, and we do have Jesse. Jesse can play Cloud for free. Cloud can revive Barret, which is absolutely excellent. So we could still punch back just as hard on this turn. Okay, he didn't opt to play anything. He just went right to combat. He's going to party attack, so we'll get a double trigger, draw an unblockable, presumably play that Cloud we searched. I'll be very surprised if he goes to search out another Cloud. All right, just had to do a little judge call there. I'm actually officially judging this match as well. So we drew a card off of Biggs. We are going to play this Cloud. Here he comes. Now Cloud is going to attempt to resolve, bring back Barret, and probably blow up Noctis. Yep, feels pretty darn good. Getting 10 CP worth of cards on the board ain't bad. We hit a Noctis into damage, so it's nice for the burst that Ghoul gets to search something out, but that actually means he's down 1 more Noctis. I almost wonder if he might not be too happy about that. He might have wish he could have drawn that instead of playing it. Or, yeah, drawn it instead of hitting it into damage. Looks like he will search out a Prompto. And we're going to pitch Tifa for Zangan. Yep, go get another Tifa. Nice, nice and clean from Avalanche. They punched back really hard there. And then that Noctis hitting into damage was, that's one of the few times, it's kind of like Agrius and Knights. There's a lot of times when that card hits into damage, I'm like, I really would have actually rather drawn it. Like, don't get me wrong, I'm grateful for the burst, but... All right, we activated Tilica, we put down Fiona, but it looks like that's about it. We didn't have much else to do for that. He did smartly leave up the Nordstalin, so we're at no risk of it getting broken, which is nice. He does still have Big Bad Gladiolus on the board. Granted, Biggs is going to make our stuff unblockable, so we're not too concerned about that. We will turn a Tomos on damage 3, unless we can get Noctis down. Then we can just outright break a Tomos. That's going to feel good. Yeah, man, I think Ghoul really would have rather drawn Noctis than had it go into damage. But for G-Con, he's like, all right, A-okay with me, sir. All right, Avalanche firmly back in control. They look bad there for one single turn. It's like, no big deal. We can just revive them all. Here comes Tifa. Tifa's going to search another Cloud, which Jessie could play for free, which she doesn't need to. If all these triggers go off this turn, we're going to be doing a lot of damage. Now, that Gladiolus will get to 10 at damage 3, so that does turn off any, like, attack singular plans. Because I was wondering that, too. Because I go, what if we just attack one at a time with all these bodies and just try to knock them out right now before we get back? That hand is huge. Yeah, because the Tifa technically didn't even cost. We tap 2 backups, we lose a card from hand, immediately get it back with the Cloud. Man, if we had Wedge here, I mean, there's nothing to break with the Wedge, but Noctis is who we would really, really want. All right, here comes our first party. We can search a Cloud. We're gonna have to search a Cloud. There's no Cloud to play, or we can't play Cloud with him already on the board. You know, we could have sent Cloud in first if we wanted to, off the Tifa buff. He could have traded with Gladiolus, and then you play another one. Although there's no way Ghoul's gonna block that. So get Cloud in hand, draw a card. Oh my goodness, I avalanche the card drawing machine. Yep, take a damage. There's Ignis. Gladiolus does go up by 1,000 now. Are we just passing after that? No, we partied again. Okay. Now Barrett and Jessie go in. Gonna search out another. I mean, are we gonna have to discard down to hand size at the end of turn? Gosh, he's got so many cards in hand. And we're gonna draw. We just got 4 cards in hand. I'm pretty sure he had 5 when that started anyway. I mean, you can kill this Cloud with the Gladiolus and live, but I don't think you want to. I think you're like, yeah, okay, gotta take it. And we're just hoping for Shantoto here. And if Avalanche has an Amaterasu in hand, we are golden. Gonna go ahead and pitch both these Clouds. Paint 5. What are we putting down here? Tyro. Great call. Yep. That just took a couple cards out of our hand. Does he still have too many cards in hand after that? I'm trying to think. Because if I saw the numbers correctly, he just put 3 down, but he got 1 back. So if he was at 9, he might have just been at 8, though. Well, even if he was at 8, he still has too many cards in hand. What a problem to have. He's got all these cards. He puts down Terra, gets back Amaterasu. Oh my gosh, do we have a Mist Dragon here? We need to do that right now, where we're just saying, yeah, this game's over. Which I feel like Ghoul would have done it if he had it. And we still had to... We pulled back Amaterasu, and we still had to discard for turn. Oh my goodness. We played Tyro. We played Terra. We played 9 CP worth of cards, plus the cards themselves. Like, okay, I still got to discard. I just have far too many cards in hand. I mean, we have to have Shantoto and Mist Dragon here, right? I can't imagine a world where he can just, like, slow his way out of that. There's the Toto. Do we have the Mist Dragon? Because we know he's got the Amaterasu. Snap Amaterasu. There's... I mean, we have to have it, right? I don't think he would do them unless he was just... It legit was the only option he had. And he's like, well, here's hoping my opponent falls asleep. All right, we do present the Amaterasu. And do we scoop or do we actually have Mist Dragon? No, he didn't have it. Interesting. We hit a wedge into damage. He's going to make a Tomosa forward. Yeah, that's not bad. He can swing, reactivate all his backups. So he's going to try to give himself a fighting chance here. Might have been no board clear, but maybe he can get that Noctis to... I think that was a Barrett that went to damage. It's hard to tell. He flipped it kind of fast. So we've got all our backups back. And the Toto, we can use it for CP now. So maybe that was the other thing, too. He's like, well, this way I get a 5th backup down. I pulled, 3 cards out of his hand. I mean, even if he has the last Noctis and he can... I mean, I guess he's got Althea. I just don't know if he has the CP to do all that. Even with, like, a Tilica. Like, play the Noctis, have something else enter, have it kill something, flip it back, play it again, have something else enter, it kills something. And even then... I mean, I don't know. Seems like we're fighting an uphill battle here, but I would love to see what it can do. Did we just replay Althea? Ooh. Okay, never. I didn't even realize Althea wasn't down. Or no, we bounced Althea. We bounced the Toto with the Althea. Are we going to Toto again? Oh, man. Going for the old second Toto. The old 2-turn Shantoto, which shouldn't be a thing in this game, but is for some reason. You shouldn't be able to play that card twice in a match, let alone twice on the same turn. No. We go for Prompto. Which, on damage 3, does search out one of the retainers. Prompto can search us out Noctis. But do we have enough? He scoops up. Yeah. I think he thought he was going to get the activation off of Atomos, but I think I was just counting the cast up too. Shantoto was the first cast, and then the replay of Althea would have been the second cast, so that should have already used up his reactivation. He wasn't going to get that back from Atomos. So, yep. Daniel scoops it up, and we are on to Game 3. G-Con will have to switch off of Avalanche, so we're going to get to see what his third deck is. And Ghoul will have to see if he can hold strong with Earth, Wind, Storm, or will G-Con's deck take it all the way? Don't go anywhere. We're going to be right back. All right, time for Game 3. It looks like we are starting off with Norstalen. What more could you ask for if you are an Earth, Wind player on turn 1? Looks like we pitched a Chocobo, and not 100% sure what the Earth card was. Going to get either Fiona or Althea. Maybe even an Earth CP card like Teleka, if we really want to get our colors. Probably Teleka's the right choice, actually, depending on what we have in hand. Unless we already have one. All those cards feel essential, right? You want all of them down. Yep, we will get Teleka. And he says I'll go ahead and pass after that while I shuffle. All right, what is this second deck that G-Con is playing? I'm excited to see it. There goes, oh, Bismarck. Zidane. Oh, turn 1 Zidane. Bismarck and Theodore get pitched. Okay, so we've got Teleka, Cryo, Rosa, and Locke. I think you absolutely take the Teleka here. Yep. Snap pick. Now, the only thing, as nice as that is to just rip Teleka out of his hand. Oh, okay, never mind. I was going to say, I don't know if he wants to be this aggressive if he's playing mono win. But it looks like he might be playing a ninja deck. Because he just pitched Sukanawa and put down the Onion Knight. Which means he can flicker that into something better next turn if he wants to. So perhaps this is exactly where he wants to be. Maybe he doesn't really care about backups. If I'm Ghoul here, you definitely... Man, that Teleka would have been so nice. Oh, we're just going to Typhon. Yep, I'm going to Typhon the Onion Knight. He says, I don't know what could be coming out of that hand, but I just don't want to find out. Unfortunately, the Typhon now can't block, so it's just going to sit there. But Zidane has also already done his damage. He's just going to sit there as well. And any bursts are going to be quite damaging from Ghoul's perspective. I jinxed it again. Any bursts are going to be damaging. Hey, anybody want a free Tyro? He's like, hey, let me go search out probably Noctis. Don't mind if I damn do. Yep, that's what I figured. That's what I figured. G-Con might be regretting taking that backup out of his hand. No, not at all. That was still the right play. There's a ninja. We do pitch a second Sukanawa for that. I'm guessing we didn't see an edge in either of our opening hands. All right, so we do have Noctis, which is nice. We can put on counter pressure. I mean, it's just a Zidane, though. Like, I don't think you really care if this thing lives at the moment. So if he's able to, I think you still just take your time. Because once you get your backups back, like, there's no way ninjas are going to beat this deck, right? If he gets set up and he's not, like, on damage 6 and he's got the time... Surely he just holds this deck down forever. But he's got to draw into those backups. Yeah, so we're doing our own. Oh, man. So here comes Noctis. We can punish with the immediate Gladiolus. I don't know if you do, though. So you do have to be a little worried about Noctis dying in case we pull out an edge or something, but we still have to have an edge that can build up counters. Yeah, I don't think... You just don't want to pull the Gladiolus trigger on just this Zidane. This is a terse early game. Because we've already pulled the trigger on the... There's edge. Okay. Ninja. Vanish. Except he says, nope. Haha, just kidding. I don't actually want to do that. He's going to attack. No, he's not going to attack. Yes, he is going to attack. Interesting. I'm assuming Zidane is a 7k? Or maybe he's trying to trick him into blocking with the Noctis so he can power up with some edge counters. We do get old Ignis off the top. That's it! I no longer have an EX best. That's what he says when he goes to damage now. Is that it? We just passed after that? Wow, okay. Huh. Man, that's I feel like the more time you give this Earth Wind list to get set up or whatever. Looks like we hit is that an Onion Knight? Oh yeah, I think that was the Onion Knight from earlier, from the Typhon. Pitch 2, here come, oh man, oh, Bismarck. You probably just bounced the Typhon back to your hand, right? Ooh. Yep, Bismarck's going to pull Typhon, draw. Oh, there's that early big whale. We need to kill that thing now before it can keep getting value and take out our poor edge. It's crazy how threatening Bismarck feels, even on a board as small as that. Did Bismarck trigger the Noctis? Hold on. Hey guys, hold on, real quick. Sorry to interrupt. Did Bismarck trigger Noctis?
Oh yeah. You're right.
Oh yeah.
Is it mandatory or is it optional?
It is. When a wind or earth forward other than Noctis enters your field, choose one forward opponent controls. It is mandatory.
So it would have had to have hit the Zidane. Sorry to have to interrupt, but I just caught that.
That's right. Yeah.
All right, had to catch a quick little judge call. They forgot that Bismarck actually triggered Noctis too, so Bismarck just went ahead and bonked old Zidane there on the head and sent him packing. It is a mandatory trigger. Sometimes you have triggers that are optional, but yeah, that one had to occur. So easy enough fix though. He hadn't even done anything. Looks like he was just getting ready to go to combat. So here comes Edge. Can we get enough counters to kill Bismarck? We're pitching Chocobo. Interesting. Okay, so here comes Yugiri. Yugiri will not only search us out a ninja, we'll get an edge counter. I wonder if Ghoul's looking to see, do I have like a cactar or something to kill this thing before it gets out of control? As long as we have two... Well, no, she can't kill Bismarck, can she? Because I think Yugiri only targets 4 or less forwards for her insta-break, if I'm not mistaken. But if we get enough ninjas... I mean, she could still break the Noctis. We'll get a Sukanawa. He can come down for free. That's a second edge counter. Which is 6, so we would need one more ninja and we'd have enough to get rid of Bismarck. Now again, Noctis kind of sucks too because he says, okay, I'm just going to kill your edge. On your turn, do we have enough? There's a third one. Can't tell what ninja backup that is, but... Is that mana? No, because we tapped 1. So we will attack in... Oh... We can kill that with Bismarck, right? Isn't Sukanawa just a 2k? I'm kind of surprised he didn't just Bismarck ping it right then and there. We're going to kill Noctis. Okay, interesting. Not afraid of the whale? You're a brave man? Because the Captain Ahab in me is like, there be the green whale. We got a spirit. Because I know, but at the same time, the nice thing is with a small board like this, maybe he is looking at it in the sense of Bismarck needs more forwards to be removal. And right now, what's he going to do? Bounce Nordstalin and have no backups whatsoever? Did he hit his own Bismarck into damage? Might be. Yep. Oh, whale taking out a whale. So ninjas will not be using Bismarck. Are we going to Shantoto here? You'll Toto Magoto. Yeah, it looks like it. Shantoto. Well, the good news is that whale is done for. The bad news is we did lose 3 of our ninjas, including Edge. Looks like Ghoul maybe has 2 cards left in hand. I'm not 100% sure. So this is a really crucial turn for ninjas. He needs to be able to recapitalize and keep putting the pressure on, whether that's for more forwards or backups or what have you. Because we pulled the Shantoto trigger. Because Wind is, Earth Wind is, he's still not set up yet. And he is on 3 damage, so if we can get some hasty attackers. We're pitching, okay, so we're pitching, what's his name? Gecko for mana. Probably going to search out an edge. Maybe Yugiri. And Yugiri will try to also search out an edge. Edge obviously color fixes this right away. Yep, there's Edge. Do we have time to slap it? Nope, he doesn't have the CP for it yet. He's got to bide his time for one more turn. But he does have another backup down, which is nice. So what can Ghoul continue to set up here? Ninjas don't have a ton of haste, right? I'm pretty sure they've just got Zangetsu and that Sukanawa. Unless there's something I'm forgetting. Tomos, okay, that's not bad. So we'll pitch 2. Now we're probably going to do another backup. And it's already damage 3, so Tomos can become a forward. We've got to be feeling really good here. There's a Titan. There's Noctis, yep. Activate 2. We can search out whatever we want. I wonder if we play something here. Prompto is actually quite good. If we play Prompto, he can attack immediately if we care about that. But more importantly, Prompto now searches out a retainer when he enters. He's got that old damage 3 text, which you don't see too often, but... yeah, and maybe he does a little of that return pressure. The only thing is he is foregoing the Noctis, the kill. But you got to be kind of wary, right? When you know he's got an edge in hand, it's like, well, will this Noctis even live to my turn? Prompto fetches us out another copy of Noctis. And... which feels good, but we did hit an EX Burst Yugiri. So now we may get whatever ninja we want. Gecko would be really good here. If we want to blow something up, we'll be able to pay for him because we know we have the edge in hand. We could do another Yugiri if we want to search even more. Probably don't want to pull out another mana at this point. You'd rather leave the burst in there potentially. I don't think you can amass enough ninjas that can attack with a Zangetsu for that to matter, unless you just want to like pre-prep it. Maybe the Onion Knight guy. I think Gecko would be my ninja of choice, not knowing the deck. G-Con opts for the Onion Knight. Says, nope, I disagree with Gecko. Well, maybe not. He just threw it back in. It's always funny when someone will like throw a card out and... is that just a backup ninja? Yeah, that's just a 2 CP win backup ninja. Great for building edge counters. So if that's his goal, which that should tip Ghoul off right there. Whew, they caught it right as I went in to go tell him. He was about to attack the Atomos. I was like, wait a minute, wait. He just came in this turn. You can't attack with him. All right, so they caught that. Back to G-Con's turn. Edge, of course, must come down first. We'll put out that other backup ninja. Easy counter on Edge. He did opt to pay... no, is he just passing after that? Oh, man. I was expecting such a bigger turn from that. That's very surprising. I wonder why he did that. Like that... so any forward we play off the Noctis is just going to immediately kill this Edge. And he's only got 1 counter, so he can't even kill anything in response. That is very surprising. I don't know how many he had in hand or what, but I was just expecting a much bigger explosive turn than that. Unless he just doesn't care if it dies. Maybe he's trying to bait something out. Because, like, surely there's no way this Edge lives on this turn if Noctis is on this field, right? Yeah, maybe shows what I know. I am not predicting this game well at all. Kind of hard to see what that card is. Okay, it was Tilica. Well, we're going to go in with Prompto. Hit a Chocobo into damage. Going to go in with Noctis again. I mean, Edge can block this and trade, but hit another Edge into damage. Uh-oh. And there's one already removed by Shantoto. This is it. This is our only working Edge. There are 2 Edges removed from the game entirely. And yeah, Ghoul's happy to pass. I mean, Edge is still alive. I thought for sure we were going to play something else and blow this Edge out, but... okay, so this is G-Con's chance. He didn't get rid of your Edge. He did hit 1 into damage. The other one got removed from game by Shantoto. So This Edge has to bear the torch, so to speak. And he's got to be careful. He's on 5 damage now. I don't recall there being any significant damage triggers in ninjas. So he's got to have a really good turn here. And Earthwind, yeah, and he's just slowly building up his backup pressure too. He's still got the Atomos if he needs an emergency blocker. Again, I don't think Ninjas has enough hasters to deal 4 damage out of nowhere. Because the only thing I can think of off the top of my head is like Sukanawa and Zangetsu. I was like, well, what's the lightning one called? Sukanawa, Zangetsu. It's no ninja, actually. It's a big, goofy monster called Typhon. I'm assuming we are going to sneeze all over Noctis. Yep, Noctis will go 5 cards deep. Temporarily removed, but not permanent. He will be back, assuming the game's still going on at that point. Edge going in for a point of damage. Oh, man. If I'm Ghoul here, I actually think I might offer to trade the Atomos. Consider it at least. Knowing that is his last Edge. Nope, takes the damage for Althea. He doesn't have to block it by any means, but again, knowing it's his last Edge, part of me almost wants to be like, all right, I'm gonna take the risk. He does know he has a huge handful of cards. I guess you'd be a little nervous if he like bounced it with a Chocobo, replayed it, had a bunch of counters, but I don't know. Safer play was definitely taking the damage, but sometimes I want to take a chance. If anyone's seen that Simpsons episode where Hank Scorpio is Homer's boss and he detonates the bridge on the UN and the guy's like, well, maybe it fell down by itself. And they say, we can't take that chance. He says, you always say that. I want to take a chance. I want to block with the Atomos, gosh darn it. I don't care how dangerous it is. I want the risk. Pass back after this. Here's Althea. No Tilica yet. Or did we get Tilica down with that Glary card? Maybe that was Tilica. Yeah, that is Tilica. So we're good there. So we're getting to a full backup line now. Or that actually is our full backup line. We're on 5 with Earthwind. It's where it wants to be. Getting scared for ninjas. I'm kind of waiting for this explosive turn for the past 2 turns, and it hasn't come yet. Is it coming? Maybe his hand is just bad. Maybe he drew really poorly. Here comes Prompto. Isn't he a forward? I think Typhon's a forward, but he could be trying to bait something out here because Prompto doesn't have the buff without Noctis. But if he has another Prompto in hand, perhaps he's wanting to replay it with Noctis. But you're already on damage 5, right? I don't think you want to go to damage 6, so yeah, I think you block the Typhon here. Yep, Prompto will die. Makes Atomos a forward. Ooh, man. He's gonna... He traded Atomos and Prompto for a single Typhon. G-Con's got to feel really good about that. I don't know if Hoods has a follow-up here of just like another Atomos or what, but... that so far, that does not seem like a worthwhile trade. I mean, there is Noctis, so I can understand wanting to play a second Prompto. I understand the Atomos because you wanted to get your backups back, but you could have just done that without the Prompto, unless he really wants to get rid of Edge, I guess. Because it looks like he's going to try to play Noctis Prompto again. So, yeah, I guess that was a line. He's like, I've got to get rid of this Edge, so I'm just going to play him out again. Oh, Fina just cancels it. Oh, my goodness. He has 4 win backups. Wasn't expecting that. And then Prompto will go ahead and search out a Noctis. Okay, so Edge. Okay, so this was a window. Man, Fina. I didn't even know Fina was in this deck. Looks like he's really leaning heavy into the Wind Ninjas. We're going to pass. We're still on 5 damage. And our opponent does this. This Noctis really needs to go on this turn. Preferably with like Edge counters and not Typhon. I don't know. Maybe Typhon's safer. Because that way he can't get it back from the break zone with a Kusith. All right, a lot of talking and counting. G-Con finally put down Sid Palandino, went to search out the Hooded Man. I'm assuming he's going to try to play Hooded Man to the field. We are technically in lethal range now. We have the edge attack. We've got a Sukanawa, and I'm assuming there's a Zangetsu in there. Maybe not, though. This has seemed very wind-based. But if there is a Zangetsu in there, then we have potential to steal the game right here. Asura, looks like we're going to activate our backups. Yep. Presuming here comes the Hooded Man. Excuse me. Who will he get, though, I wonder? Gecko. Okay, there we go. So we're going to try and blow this Noctis off the field. Oh, we actually pitched Zangetsu for Gecko. Gecko will blow Noctis to Kingdom Come. We will get another ninja counter. We can spend both of them right now to kill Prompto. Yep, we did that. Here comes Edge. And... Oh, man. Kuseth says, hey, you need that Noctis back? I got you. He's got to talk like that, right? No, he's locked. Well, whatever your target is. He says, hey, buddy, you look like you could use a little pick-me-up. I'm going to legit just pick something up right out of that break zone. So we will get a lock back. Now the Edge will reactivate for whatever that's worth at the end of the turn. And that was it. And that was all we had. All right, are we going to see a big old Stormy lock turn? There goes Teleka. Says, all right, everything's one cheaper. Yep, Mirror for 1. We're on damage 5. Oh my goodness, what is there in the Puma? A Typhon? A Tomos for free. Don't mind if we do. And that's the first cast. Ooh, oh no, I think ninjas get to shelter. I think wind. I think it's going to get really windy in here. Here comes a Tomos, activate 2. Radio is, oh my gosh, that's all lining up perfectly. It means the next cast is going to activate all 3, which is lock, which didn't even cost that much. And we're going to get all of our backups back off of this. So we dull freeze, Hood, and no, what are we dull freezing? There's nothing to break. So we dull freeze 2 of the backups. Presumably make him discard. I have a feeling Lock's going to come down a second time this turn. Possibly even a third time. And we're just going to freeze that entire board out. Looks like we pitched... What is that card? I can't really see that. He was like, yeah, what was that? Oh, it was Light Cecil. Okay. So we really leaned into the 4 theme on this. It would have been cool to see that card come out to the field, but it was not meant to be. So that was the third cast. We've got all of our stuff back. I mean, that alone was such a nice turn. I have a feeling we're not over yet. Yep, Althea's going to get lock. I've seen this scenario before. So now we tap 2 for Althea. Althea's going to reactivate 1. That's our 4th cast. Do we cast lock for the 5th? Yep, lock again. 5th cast. Rosa's going to reveal lock. Are we going to hit anything off this Rosa? Ninjas, you got to take shelter, man. It's Earth Wind out of... It's like Earth Wind out of nowhere, Scoob. Shaggy and Scooby are trying to hide in the shelter, but them some harsh winds blowing. Poor Scooby's like, Roro, Raggy. What are we going to flip off the Rosa? Anything good? This whiffs a lot. And it did technically whiff in the sense that we had a full backup line. Tyro would have fit, but... Still, we locked twice. We got 3 forwards on board. The Tomos is ready. Yeah, it's a pretty good turn. That is what we were hoping to avoid. Now, the only good thing for Ninja... He's got all his forwards, so if, like... I don't know what we could draw here. Zangetsu... See, this is where I wish he hadn't got rid of Zangetsu. Zangetsu could have just knocked this board down. Unless we got another one. Well, there's... the Onion Knight Ninja. Man, I wonder if that light Cecil was junk in his hand, though, so maybe he had to do the Zangetsu. So the good news is that he can trade up anything with the lock because of the ninja counter. Ooh, I don't know. Do you just trade the mirror here? Yeah, I think so. Say, okay, mirror will take that. Swing Hooded Man. You'll lose the reactivation, but again, you can trade up with the lock. But I don't know. Maybe you need the reactivation. See, the thing is, though, I don't know if it matters, because he will be able to lock you enough next turn. He's going to be able to do it all over again. And he can knock out every single forward, even if they become active off the Hooded Man. So maybe you do. He just scoops? Is that it? Yeah. Damn. I guess he just realized he just didn't see a line out of it. All right. Well, there you go. Ghoul02 is going to win this one first with the Rydia, and then G-Con put on a heck of a showing that second match with Avalanche, but the ninjas were just not up to the task of taking on this Earthwind. He also played, I wonder if he wanted to play that aggressively with that early Zidane, or if he would, like, he was just kind of forced into that because he didn't have a good draw. Usually if anyone's slamming anything out early in ninjas, that's the edge, and then you get your backups out cheaper, so perhaps just not even a good game to start with. He held in there, though, because of that aggression, ripping out that Tilica. He really did set Daniel back, but I don't know. There you go. Anyway, looks like the players have left, so I will head out as well. Thank you folks for watching, and until next time, take care.